Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, Meghna, are you all right now?
Yes, ma'am.
I heard that you had migraine
It's because allergy. So
because
I
of the
was
allergy.
then it became migraine because continuous class was the
Okay, so much of stress and strain. Okay, fine. Did you all do the homework? I can see, I can read from someone's face which homework, what homework, isn't it? Ashish, did you do the homework?
No, ma'am.
Why?
I tried.
You tried. What was the homework? Explain to those who don't know.
Complete two questions.
Complete questions. Okay. Did you read that topic?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Anybody who did the homework? Aishwarya, yes, she already sent me. Anybody else? No? Nobody. Okay. Aishwarya, can you just read out the question and answer?
Why is motivation a prerequisite for learning?
Yeah. Why is a motivation a prerequisite for learning? Prerequisite means we need this motivation for learning. Why so? That is the question. Okay. Yes. What is the answer?
My answer is too long.
No, it's okay. You just read. Or you just
Motivation,
summarize and tell. No problem.
motivation is considered as a prerequisite and acts as a acts as a main facilitator for learning.
Hmm?
It is a mental as well as psychological state which arouses an organism to act for fulfilling the current needs.
Hmm.
Motivation energizes an organism to act rigorously for attaining some goal,
Hmm.
and such sets persist until the goal is attained and the need is satisfied.
Hmm.
Example, the more motivated you are, the more hard work you do for learning.
Hmm.
Then motivation for learning arises from two sources, intrinsic, intrinsic motivation and extrinsic
Okay.
motivation.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Okay. Motivation. There are two sources. That is, one is, sorry. Just a minute. Yeah. Intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Okay. Intrinsic, from the word itself you can identify. It is from inside our body. That is from inside, is internal in nature, and extrinsic, it is from outside, that is external in nature. Okay. So motivation, what this motivation does to the learning is that if we have motivation, then it drives us, or it pulls or pushes us towards a certain goal. What is our goal here? To learn something. Okay. So the drive that we really require in order to learn something, that we get from this motivation. Understood? That is the basic role of motivation. Okay, you can continue, Aishwarya.
Intrinsic motivation, one may learn things because he or she enjoys them or it provides the means for attaining some other goal.
Hmm.
Extrinsic motivation, throughout the session one learns to acquire knowledge and skill which may help to get a good job later.
Hmm. Okay, intrinsic motivation means, like, suppose if it is related to academic learning. Consider the example of academic learning. You are really motivated in order to learn something. You're getting knowledge, you get happy and satisfied internally. That is something, internal satisfaction of your need. So that is intrinsic motivation. You yourself decide that you want to learn because you can get so much of information from that. So that is intrinsic motivation. Now imagine if you get if you can learn properly, then you can score good marks, and then you can get a good job. And then with that job you can get money. With that money you can buy so many things. So that comes from the external part, right? From which is external to our body. So that is extrinsic motivation. The motivation from outside sources, it is referred to as extrinsic motivation. And sources which are inside our body, they are known as intrinsic motivation. Understood? Okay, then
That's it.
that's it. Okay, so motivation basically it drives us towards a goal. So what is the goal here? Learning. So that is why it is important for learning. That is the basic topic. Now, which is the next question? Next question, Aishwarya.
What does the notion of preparedness for learning mean?
Yeah, preparedness for learning. We have to be prepared to learn something. That is preparedness for learning. Yes. What is your answer?
Preparedness is a reference to the fact that organisms are better able to associate certain combination of stimuli, responses, and reinforces than others.
Mm.
If an animal eats and it is then ill, it may develop an aversion to the flavor of the food, but not to the visual or auditory stimuli that works present at the same time.
Mm.
The members of different species are very different from one another in their capacities and responsibilities.
Mm.
The kind of SS stimulus or stimulus response learning is a learning an organism can easily acquire depends on the associative mechanism it is genetically endowed with or prepared for.
Mm.
Particular kind of associative learning is easy for apes or human beings, but may be extremely difficult for another species.
Mm.
It implies that learning very much depended on those associations for which one is genetically prepared. At the same time, his or her psychological preparedness to learn a particular task.
Yes. So we are all equipped with so many skills and abilities, which prepares us to face something in life, isn't it? And one set of things that we get are from a heredity, are genetic factors. And the other things we develop in life, they are the psychological factors. So both physiologically as well as psychologically, we have to be prepared for some learning to take place. That is the concept of preparedness to learning. They are not much important in this chapter. That's why I told you to read up. Okay. Now, after understanding, after this discussion, please go home and read it once more. Okay. So, shall we start a new chapter? The last one. Okay. Take your textbook, page number 132. Who are the absentees? Reina, Sana, and Gurishma, no? Grishma, okay. Fine. So, yeah, we'll start with one activity. She's smiling. Yeah, nothing difficult. Don't worry. Tell me about one of your favorite childhood memories. I mean, you're an adolescent now, right? Soon to be an adult, so you might have lots of childhood memories. One or more, no problem. Yeah, who wants to start? Who wants to start? Elvina.
When I was young, me and my cousins, the whole family, we used to go for a trip, and it was a lot of enjoyment. And as me and my cousin, she's younger than me, just 1 year gap between us, and there has been a lot of memories with us. And when we have gone a trip, so I feel now also I feel that this was it was a good trip and which can't be never forget.
Forgotten. Okay.
And most childhood memories by all the trips that I went.
Oh.
my family.
Okay. So some of your best memories in childhood is about the trips that you have gone.
Yes.
And which one is your favorite trip?
Um, which we have gone to an amusement park.
Where?
I think it's in Wonderla.
Wonderla, Ernakulam.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Why are you smiling? Next. Ashish is not well. What happened? Huh? Cough.
Tough.
Cough. He's muting and telling Chama. Yes, who's next? Aishwarya.
Watching so many cartoons and roaming here and there.
Of course, best memories. Anything specific?
Tom and Jerry,
Tom
Mr.
and
Bean.
Jerry, I knew it. Okay. Cartoons, roaming here and there, then. You still do that, no? Isn't it? You still do that, no?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Even I do. That's what I told. Yes, then. Who's next? Boys. Meghna.
When I was a child, most of my cousins was in abroad. So when they came to our home, then we go to trips like amusement parks and relative houses,
Hmm.
and also bring chocolates,
Hmm.
sweets, etc. So we enjoyed it.
So you enjoyed a lot. Okay. Then. Ashish, Amal, and Amal. Who's next? Come on, man. What is this? Hmm? Yes, Amal is telling something. What happened? No, you have to. You have to. Unmute. Or are you planning to tell me that you're still a child?
No, ma'am.
No, not anymore. Okay.
When I
Hmm.
used to get good marks, my father used to buy me chocolate.
When you score good marks, your father used to buy you chocolate. Okay. Now also they do something like that, no?
Yeah, ma'am.
I'm asking specific to your childhood. I remember you telling the same thing. First, I mean, when I asked you some other example, I think for reinforcement or something, he told the same example. Don't bite your nail, don't get tensed. Sit and think, no problem. Yes, Ashish.
My mom.
My mom
My
bought
mom.
me biryani for scoring good marks. Is
My
that the
mom
one?
beat me.
Beat me. If not
Feed,
reinforcement, then
feed,
punishment. Then
feed.
feed. Okay, okay.
Showing a aeroplane.
Showing your aeroplane. Yeah. In
Dad
my
is inside that.
sorry.
My dad is inside that.
Oh, she used to
Saying,
tell that dad is inside that, wave to the airplane, and then while waving, she'll put food into your mouth, isn't it?
so you are a healthy boy. When you became a healthy boy, you can also go.
Oh my God. In my place, it was crows, not aeroplanes. Okay. Then, other Amal, what is your memory? Hmm. Unmute.
Playing with cousins.
Playing with cousins. So you go to their house or they come to your house? How is it?
They come to my house.
Okay. And what do you play?
So many games.
Ah, I mean, specifically, what all games? Like Aishwarya told us Tom and Jerry, no, like that.
Hide and seek.
Hide and seek. Cliche thing, hide and seek. Okay, then. Amal, only you are left. Huh? What are you doing there? Tell me some other example. You're supposed to have so many memories. What happened? Ah, he's so indifferent about his childhood. Didn't like your childhood much? Yes or no? I can't. Still after 3-4 months, I can't recognize which is your yes and which is your no.
I like.
You like? Okay, then give me anyone, just anyone, and then I'll stop pestering you with questions. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my god, so much time to think of just one event? Amal, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. One, two, what?
Ma'am,
God.
when I used to go to Anganwadi,
Ah,
there was a teacher.
ah.
She was very friendly and kind to.
Friendly and kind to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And?
Uh, Ma'am, she used to give me like toys to play.
Mm.
That
Mm.
I used to play.
During that time, and you used to play. What was her name?
Kateni.
Kartyai. Okay. Do you have contact still? No. Okay, fine. So I don't have to introduce the chapter's name, no? What is the chapter's name? Not childhood, anyway. Human development is over. So what is it?
Memory.
Memory. Human memory. Ashish told that, no? Human memory. Yes, that's the name of the chapter. Human memory. Take a fresh page of the lecture note. Human memory. Okay. Now, what do you know about memory generally? Why do you want memory? What do you think memory is? Why is memory important in your life? Anything. Tell me anything. What do you think we are going to learn in this chapter? Why are we learning about memory in psychology? Mm-mm. What are the processes involved in memory? Do you think we have any theories in memory? Speak up. Meghna.
To store, we want to know childhood or the memory of a human.
Memory of a?
Human to study the developments.
Okay. So for psychology students, we need to know about the memories. Yes. Then, Ashish.
Thinking
Thinking. What thinking?
about memory.
Thinking. Oh, you are thinking about memory. Okay, okay. Fine, fine. Think. Amal also thinking, no? Both the Amals thinking. No? Amal Raj, you want to say something? No. Yes, Aishwarya's left.
To store and use the information at the correct
Store
time.
and use the information. Yes, true. Then, Elvina,
Capturing the moments.
for capturing the moments. Yes, if you didn't have the memory, will you be able to answer the question that I asked prior to this? No,
No.
right? No. Because you would have experienced that moment and you would have just forgotten that, isn't it? Yes, then. Thinking over, Ashish.
A event in mind.
Huh?
An event in mind.
An event in mind. You have to store one event in mind. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay. Then, Amal Square. What is your pet name? Both the Amals. Yours is Appu, no? Amal Raj. No? Any Appu in this class? From where did I get that then? No. What is your pet name, Amal? Amal Raj.
And Jittu.
What?
And Jittu.
Jittu. Okay. And the other Amal? What?
Akku.
Appu. You are Appu?
Akku.
Akku. Okay. Akku and Jittu. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah. Both of you. Anything about memory? I'm not asking a specific thing. Anything about memory.
For studying,
For studying?
we need memory.
For study means for studying the textbook things, you need memory.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Then Amal, the other Amal Raj.
Memory is a thing which is used to store the things we
I
learn.
can't follow. Slow down. Slow down.
Memory is
Ah,
memory is the thing which we use to store the things that we learn.
ah.
I think it's the brain. Brain.
It comes from the brain.
Yeah, ma'am.
Memory comes from the brain.
Yeah. It also remembers the events occurred in our
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, that's an important word. Remembrance. Remembers. Recall. Yes. Remember the earlier information. Yes, that's what is happening in the memory thing, the whole memory thing, isn't it? If we want to recall something, if we want to remember something, if we want to retrieve some information from inside our brain or mind or wherever it is present, we need, what do we need? Memory. Yes. Okay, so Aishwarya, start reading. Nature of memory.
Nature of memory. Memory refers to retaining and recalling information over a period of time.
Underline that.
Depending upon the nature of cognitive task you are required to perform, it might be necessary to hold an information for a few seconds. For example, you use your memory to retain an unfamiliar telephone number till you have reached the telephone instrument to dial. Or for many years, you still remember the techniques of addition and subtraction, which you perhaps learned during your early schooling. Memory is conceptualized as a process consisting of three independent,
Okay, just a minute. Independent. Complete. No problem.
though interrelated stages.
Okay, enough. So, when I asked you about your childhood memory, let me ask specifically to someone. Yes, Amal Raj. Okay, when I nothing to think more about. Just answer yes or no. Yes, when I asked you about your childhood, don't eat the pencil, man. Okay, yeah. When I asked you about your childhood memory, you went through different things in your cognitive maps, isn't it? You thought of this, you thought of that, then you might have swallowed some, you might have not shared that memory with us, isn't it? Or you might have not got any particular thing to I mean, anything specific to explain to us, isn't it? And just before I ask that question, did you think of your that teacher that you told about? Yes or no? Yes or no? I don't understand this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Even before I asked you, you thought about your teacher? Yes. Yes. What did you think about? Did you understand my question actually? Amal? No. And then you're telling yes. I'm asking you, did you remember about this particular teacher during, during morning time or afternoon or something? Very good. He's stuck. Amal, heard my question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Did you think about her before I asked the question, or before we started the psychology class? Did you think of her?
No, ma'am.
No. When I asked that specifically, then you thought about her and then you told us the answer, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Where do you think this came from?
Yes.
This information came from?
Ma'am, brain. Ma'am,
Hmm?
ma'am, it's brain.
Brain, or wherever the memory is stored, isn't it? So unless we have a particular use for it, unless we have a particular use for it, we won't actually use that information. It will be stored somewhere, but we can recall or retrieve it when we want to use it. That is one example given in your textbook is about the phone number. When you come near the phone only, you remember all these numbers. Other than that, if suppose you were having a trip or were with your friends hanging out in a restaurant, will you be thinking of your mom's phone number while eating? No. But when an emergency comes, if you want to contact her, will you think of that number? Yes, of course you will, isn't it? And another example, if you want to attend a mathematics examination, you'll remember all these equations and formulas, isn't it? Again, if you're happily watching Tom and Jerry at home, will you keep on thinking about these mathematical equations? Never, isn't it? So when we have a particular use, then we retrieve or recall that information and then we use that information. Okay, this whole thing is known as memory. That is the definition given there. Underline that, copy to your lecture notes. Compulsory. Otherwise, when we discuss the backtext questions, some people will be sitting as if they haven't heard anything about it. Isn't it? Yeah, I'll read the definition once more right now itself. Memory refers to retaining and recalling information over a period of time, comma, depending upon the nature of cognitive task, you are required to perform. Okay, Ashish, just read that definition. Memory.
Memory refers to retaining and recalling information over a period of time,
Hmm?
depend upon the nature of cognitive tasks you are required
Depending upon the nature of cognitive task
to perform.
you are required to perform. Okay, that definition is itself clear, no? Yes, remember the example of mathematical equation. You'll never forget that again. Okay, now one important thing that we are going to learn is the three stages in any form of memory, whatever memory is. We are going to learn about different types of memory in this chapter, but whatever type of memory it is, or whichever processing it undergoes, the whole process of memory undergoes three main stages. Okay, and the first stage is encoding. Write down. First stage is encoding. Second one is storage. And the third one is retrieval. Note the spelling of retrieval. R-E-T-R-I-E-V-A-L. Retrieval. Okay, encoding, storage, and retrieval. Encoding, as the name suggests, it is a form of coding something. Encoding, coding something. That is, when you see something, when you hear something, you are registering that in your mind or registering that in your memory. That process is called encoding. The registration of something, registration of a piece of information is known as encoding. Elvina, read that topic, encoding, the first stage.
Encoding is the first stage, which refers to a process by which information is recorded and registered for the first time so that it becomes usable by a memory system. Whenever an external stimulus impinges on our sensory organs, it generates neural impulses. These are received in different areas of our brain for further processing. In encoding, incoming information is received and some meaning is derived. It is then represented in a way so that it can be processed further.
Yes. So for further processing, this thing is registered in our mind. That is the encoding process. Then next stage is storage. That is the encoded information is stored in our mind. Okay, otherwise it will be lost. No. So it has to be stored somewhere. After registering it, it has to be stored somewhere. The space of information has to be stored somewhere. That is the next stage, which is storage. As simple as that. First it is first the sensory information comes, it is encoded, that is, it is registered somewhere, then it is stored somewhere. Okay, and after storage, what happens? Whenever our use comes, whenever it is useful in a particular situation or for a particular event, we recall that, we remember that, or we retrieve it. Retrieve means what? Taking back from where it is stored. Understood? That is the process of retrieval. Taking back the information or recalling the information or remembering the information. It's just like we write down something and keep it in a file and store it. Suppose you have in government offices and all, you have so many files and records, isn't it? So your name will be registered, it will be stored in a shelf. And finally, when some transactions or some important matter comes, the government officials will go, the peon or somebody will go get the file and come, so that you get the whole information about it. Just like that, in our memory system, we have three main stages. Okay, first one is the registering thing. The information is registered there, then it is stored in a system, in a memory system. Then the stored thing should be retrieved or recalled whenever we want it to be. Understood? That is the encoding, storage, and retrieval process. These are the three main stages or three main processes that any information undergoes in order to be present in a memory. Understood? That's just a small topic. Okay, tomorrow we'll learn about information processing model and all those models. Okay, any doubt in this topic? Encoding, storage, and retrieval. Just read through that page number 132 and 133. Okay, those who have joined late, please watch the YouTube video. Fine. And next week, what do we have? What do we have? Smiling faces. What do we have next week? Dictation. Good boy. Remembers everything, no? Your memory system is all working well. I mean, about the dictation, it is working really well because you have already encoded it, you have already stored it, and now you have retrieved it. When I asked the question, you could answer. So it means you can retrieve it also. Okay. So I'll give you the dictation words. That's better, no? I feel like I'm teaching some pre-primary classes, but nothing else to do. Okay. Then thank you. See you for the next class. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.